Shalom, giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakahak Wadash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone, giving a sincere Shalom, Labakarium, Shah Yasha'Allah. That's peace to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. The demons, right? They attacking on a high level. So the left hand energy is something serious right now. Akim, stay prayed up, because we getting deeper and deeper in this valley of darkness. You know, the shadow that's covering America right now is unbelievable. This is a personal situation here with me, because I work in EMS. Those that know. And I got to witness this 5 days a week, how terrible the medical field is. Now, this is a video, and I just stumbled upon this. This is the name of the channel here. Can't pronounce that, whatever. So this is nurses are going bankrupt. 33% of women quit and walk away from their nursing job. And I witnessed this. And I'm going to tell you this here. These nurses are the biggest hoes. I'm not saying all of y'all, but you know who you are. This is an abomination, you know, for women to become nurses in this society, you know. So I'm not saying all the, you know, the nurses that go out there. Some stick to their guns and go right home. But the ones that I encounter and go around, and the shit that I see and witness with my own eyes, this whole medical field is destroyed. There's a war between patients and the helpers would be considered nurses, LPNs, RPNs, doctors, CNNs, EMS. They're at war with the patients, and vice versa. You know, this is the Lord bringing Babylon down on every angle. And I'm going to let you hear, you know, fair use. This is for educational purposes as well. You know, I'm going to let this video fly. You're going to hear out the mouth, but I'm telling you off experience, this place is done. You know, everybody's complaining about the nursing homes. They complain about the hospitals. No one's doing their job. Everybody's broke. So don't see a doctor and think, oh, because he's a doctor, he's doing good. He got the Porsche out there. Oh, this is a nurse. Some of these nurses during the pandemic, they were making $100 an hour or even more. And they were still going broke. Everybody living beyond their means. So nothing's working out in Babylon. We're in a very selfish time. This is Jeremiah 51, verse 8. I'm going to just read it. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. So this might be new news for those that's not, you know, sick, you don't have relatives, you know, in the nursing home, in the emergency room. Stay out of there. This is the time to work on your health, eat right, drink some water, get out, exercise, stay away from this damn health field of E. And the Rothschilds, they run it anyway. So their whole thing is to get you sick. That's why it's called the Food and Drug Administration. So the more poisonous food you eat, you're going to end up in the medical field, where they're going to give you them little blue pills, and it's going to destroy you even more. And that's part of the curse. But see, we in this truth now, you know, we're converting to this new man. So that means a new way of eating. You get up off your lazy ass. You work out. You do what you got to do to stay out of this medical field, because it's an abomination. It's terrible. You have these nurses, they're sleeping with the patients, and so are the doctors. And they doing it when these patients are under anesthesia. I mean, the wickedness is at an all-time high. It's no wonder why, you know, it's a high turnover rate in this medical field. And everybody want to be a nurse. Everybody want to be a doctor. All the foreigners. Everybody coming over here from other countries. Everybody want to get in. They want to make some money. They find out this is not what it was cut out or pushed to you to be. So you're leaving the patients hanging. And it's a sad, sad situation, but this is how Babylon ends. Esau set this thing up. So, this collapse going to be something serious on the heels of this MOTB and this next X-demic. Esau got to come out with this next X disease, man. This thing going to be wild. So it says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm. Which is a healing medicine. You got somebody bleeding from a limb. You tie up a tourniquet. Stop the bleed. Right? But the bleeding that Babylon, a.k.a. America, is doing, ain't no tourniquet in the world. The biggest tourniquet in the world can't stop the bleeding here. The pulse is heavy. Babylon is bleeding out. So it says, take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, a.k.a. America, but she is not healed. There's nothing you can do. AED, CPR. You can do CPR in this place. Artificially bring it back to life. Put a few stents in the heart. Babylon is done. This place is done. It is going to come out. Every hand of the worker shall turn against her. We will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. This is what the nations are saying. They have a policy in the Philippines, with America, ally agreement to where they'll send these nurses, because there's a lot of nurse, out there in the Philippines. And this stems back to World War II. So they'll send them over here, and a certain percentage of their paycheck goes back to the Philippine government. But when they send them over here, they bump them in front of the American nurse. All you Edomites, you so-called African Americans, you so-called whites, you're going to school to become a nurse. And they bringing these foreigners over here not knowing that there's a foreign policy, because their paycheck, their position is going to hold up their country. You don't know that. So you walk in the hospital, it's full of Philippines, East Indians. This is what's going on. Especially when you go to the hood. And the healthcare system is done. The worst thing you want to get wrapped up in right now is this damn medical system, man. So as the hopeful elect, we on the mission, the pilgrims, we pray. Because it's only Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. The Lord says he brings healing in his wings. And that starts now with this truth. He heal your mind. You cut back on things, cut back on certain meat, certain fried foods. I mean, you do what you got to do to make sure you stay the hell up out of these hospitals. Because the Lord is crushing this place, Babylon, from the inside out. That includes the medical field. It's never have been a help for us, and it's worse than ever. So it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go, everyone to his own country. So these nations are going back. Some of these Filipino nurses, they coming over, they saying, nah, I'd rather go back over to the Philippines. And it's going to pick up even heavy to where people just going to say, hey, I'm going back to my own country because things are not working out in Babylon anymore. I'm not making that money. So it says, for her judgments reacheth unto heaven. That means the Lord got his eyes on this place. And it's lift up even unto the sky. So there's nowhere to go. So let's check out this video, man. But it's a lot of complaining that's being done. And oh, by the way, I don't know if this is a transformer right here, but there's a lot of transformers in this field. And they take these psychedelic drugs for the mind. They don't give these nurse doctors, they don't give them psych tests. So you never know who's handling your pills, who's at your bedside. Yeah, making a lot of mistakes, switching up charts because they're not focused, worrying about the wrong thing. This is a very concentrated field right now because everybody think it's lucrative until they get in.
I don't want to work anymore because I'm working every day very hard and I never had money.
I hate being a nurse, and that might be a strong statement, and I literally feel like I'm going to get upset, but I hate it. I hate being a nurse.
Does anyone know what they're doing? I graduated nursing school in March, and I don't want to be a nurse.
30% have left the bedside. Of those who remain, 72% want to leave.
They're having news conferences about these women leaving the nursing field. I remember it was cool when I was growing up for the chicks wanting to be nurses, right? Now they get a bad rap. They're promiscuous, right? The travel nurses be getting banged out, be hooking up with all type of different guys. You know, nurses are seen as the individuals who like to get around, right? They cheat a lot. And this goes to show you that the grass is not green on the other side. These chicks, they want these nursing careers. They go through the field and everything. They go through school. And then they realize, like, man, this is not all that cracked up to be. The money is not worth it. Right?
It's Babylon, man. You know, at one time, these nurses used to get paid. You know, it was a actual hard field to get into. You know, EMS, nursing field, definitely become a doctor. You know, but now look at Babylon. She's no longer that golden cup. So the Lord this place is done, man. I mean, there's no other way to cut it. You know, we at the end. You go to some of these other countries, you know, medical, it's like in Cuba, it's free. You know, maternity leave. I mean, come on, look at what's going on in Germany with maternity leave. What's going on in the UK? But over here, this is all about money. They want to keep you sick. But now, and nurses are overwhelmed. Too many people are turning up into the emergency room sick, and they don't have the staff to handle it. So this place is done. It's a shithole. You don't want to be sick up in the hospital with Babylon right now. This is Jeremiah 50, verse 1. The word of Yahweh spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldees by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations, and publish, and set up a standard and publish, and that's what we do. And conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Mordok is broken to pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make the land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. And in those days, and in that time, saith Yahweh, the children of Israel shall come, and the children of Judah together. And as Babylon is falling, you see in the stick, the nation, the kingdom of heaven is forming. We're not looking to this place for refuge anymore. You know, the Lord is forming his elect, his third church, as Babylon is falling apart. Hey, we leaning on the Lord for medical advice right now. We leaning on our faith at this time. Because this is what's set up in the spirit. The Lord said, never trust thy enemies. Now, I'm not saying you got to go to the hospital, you got to take certain pills. Look, put your faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. He working through those pills, man. You know, the Lord is working through that medical device. Your life hangs in the balance of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, not what the doctors say. You know, that's the world that we in at this time. Because this place, it's going to get worse. Wait till Jacob trouble hit. And take a look at what's going on in the hospitals. Going and weeping, they shall go and seek Yahweh their power. And that's what we're doing. It comes a time where we no longer going to trust in our oppressors. They shall ask the way of Zion, and with their faces toward, saying, come. and let us join ourselves to Yahweh in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgiven. Because this place is done. And only the elect gonna see it for what it is and accept it for what it is.
During the pandemic, who was fainting, who was breaking down, who was crying in the car, who was like, I quit, I can't do it no more. Working those long hours, women are not built for that. But they just look at the paycheck. They're not looking at what it's doing to their body.
Of those who have 0 to 5 years experience, 95% want to leave.
New Jersey's hospitals are seeing a scary trend. 1/3 of nurses have dropped out of the field completely since 2019.
Can someone tell me why I'm the only one at my work that cannot afford to buy takeout for lunch every single day?
This is nursing. This is giving everything that you have for 12 hours. Being berated.
Yeah, and the hours they got these nurses working, that's why they committing adultery. They looking for comfort. Man, this is a terrible situation under the grip and hand of you damn Edomites, man. The way y'all set this whole system up was to fail, man. Yeah, these nurses, man, I bumped the nurse, they on the floor, they died 14 hours. 14 hours? And no wonder why you sleeping with the damn janitor.
Why is she crying? Number one. Number two, I hate how chicks record themselves crying. It's like, all right, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, I'm done crying and clicking stop and posting it. These chicks, what they like to do, they think about the money. So they get into the field, they do all that studying, right? They do the internship, they get into nursing, they think about money. They do
because they think a degree is salvation. That's the women, I got my degree, I got my bachelor, I got this, I got that. Yes, we meet them. That's their superpower, that damn piece of paper. But when reality hit their ass, they end up like this, pouting, And the Lord said physicians are no value. So, number one, this medical field it's a caring field. You got to be in the spirit of a nurse. This is 1 Thessalonians 2, verse 7. So the men of the Lord, and in spiritual light, we in the spirit of a true nurse. But we were gentle among you, even as a nurse cherisheth her children. Now, when you go into this word nurse here, there's the whole, look, everything is about money, just like the guy said, man. They come into this field with money, and it's not looking for money, is not what they thought it would be, and they renege on a situation,
Strong's G 5162. Traphos,
which is nurse, but it's the root word that I want here, which is trepho.
Strong's G 5142. Trepho.
The nurse goes into to nourish, okay, to support. This is the men of the Lord. We're the true nurse. We're the true nurses, man. To feed what our apostles, the great millstone, doing. They nursing us. They feeding us. They nourishing us. They supporting us. To give suck. Oh, the Lord tell you to desire the sincere milk of the word. To fatten. Jerusalem wax fat and kicked. But the elect, they're going to be fattened through the spirit. To bring up in maturity through the spirit. That's what happens. To nourish, man. So we being nourished. And the 2/3 is overnourished. But the whole full elect, man. We in that nourishment. We being brought up right. To bring up. To care for. This is what the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, he's nursing us. To provide for. To take care of. To attend. To look after. To rear up. To support. To raise. To parent. Despise not parents. Mother, as a mother, to tend, to feed, right? To promote, to stimulate, to develop. All this is happening to us through the spirit. But in the carnal sense, this medical field, these nurses, Man, they done, man. This is 1 Thessalonians 2, verse 7. As apostles, NLT, as apostles of Hamashiach, we certainly had a right to make some demands of you. But instead, we were like children among you. Or we were like a mother feeding and caring for her own children. And these nurses, they're not even mothers in their own life. And they come to work. You think they're going to attend to these patients? When they looking at the doctor, I would say a good 90% of these nurses are boning these doctors, man. With rings on their finger and the whole damn situation at home. You know, Esau, your system is done. Your way of living, everybody's mourning. Everybody's crying. And it's about to get worse, and it's going to lead them to this situation with this RFID chip. The mark of this beast. Esau gonna come in and say, "Oh, you want a stimulant, right? Something to stimulate you on the side? How about this universal basic income to go with your paycheck?" And them tears gonna dry up on her fucking face, and she gonna be all in, man. They know what they doing. Problem, action, solution.
What it crack up to be? Like, yeah, you getting what, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a week? Those paychecks is good. But at the end of the day, what is it doing to your mental health? A lot of these chicks really don't want to be nurses. They're not really caring. They're not nurturing.
Oh, did we just read that? Some of the definitions? They're not. I'm seeing it. I'm in there. First, they're not caring, nurturing. None of that.
They're just thinking about, the next paycheck. How I'm going to spend this money. How I'm going to use this money, to buy the next outfit or nails or weave or whatever. Now look at this chick. It says, when you've discharged the last patient for the day. This is what the individuals who care for your loved ones are doing. Dancing. You have lives in your hands. Look at these three. With their badge on, that's how you know that, like, they know they're not going to get fired. They're always showing themselves off.
I have a question.
So whoredom is at his all-time high in Babylon, man. That's why the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai is going to bring this place down. But you can go right over here. What is this guy's name? What is that right there? Oh, Darius M. Like I said, this just came up on my feed, and I saw the nurse situation, so I was interested. But this is where we at right now. So make America great again, huh? Giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Rakah HaKodash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. A sincere Shalom, Labakarium, Shah Yasha Allah. That's peace to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.